Thanks. But I love my dad, I love hanging out with him, and as I started growing up most of my teenage years, he always played pranks throughout the whole time. When I started working with him, I worked with him under construction. Whenever we'd go out construction with 6, 7 guys, and like it's kind of interesting, it's kind of amazing how much work 6 Mexicans, a 12-pack, and a bunch of tools can make, in one day. So it was always funny because he always played pranks. He always he'd go out to the pet store and get one of those spiders. Not those little tiny spiders, a big spider. He would just do it to go against his workers. And of course, and what he did is when he had the pouches or whatever, and the nails in there. They're constantly taking out a nail, putting it, hammering it. Whenever they were at lunch, my dad would go in there, throw a little spider in there, he's like, hey, mijo, come here. Check it out. Hey, Juan, go back to work. Ana, ponte a trabajar. There he goes back to work. ¡Hijo de tu pinche madre! There's a spider crawling all over the place. Sometimes my dad would be like, hey, you guys gotta wash your hands, before we start eating, because they try to keep them clean all the time. And sometimes there'd be no running water, because it'd be a brand new house, the foundation is just kind of getting put up. So it'd be like, give some a hand sanitizer. Well, one day my dad was like, you know what, he got spermicide. He got spermicide. And I knew this because he always told me what he was going to do first to all the guys. And they're like, so, hand sanitizer, it'll dry up. Hey, patron, she's not drying. Get some more. It's not drying, give me some more. So my dad's like, hey, just take it in that hole. Hey, that's anal lube. So you know what? I felt like whenever I was working with my dad, I was like, man, I gotta step on my game because I'm not even putting any jokes out there for them. I'm like, all right. So it was me, my dad, and this one dude named Pablo. Really generic name. This dude did not speak a lick of English. All right, and he'd been working already with us for about 3 or 4 months. And every day, we were working together. He'd go up to me, hey, jefe, ¿cómo se dice baño en inglés? Bathroom. Okay. So he'd go away. He kept coming back. Hey, patrón, ¿cómo se dice baño en inglés? Bathroom. Okay, toma. And this one weekend, I was just tired of it. Like I said, it had been months already. He had not learned a single word. Not even the word bathroom that I kept telling him. He's like, hey, patrón, ¿cómo se dice baño en inglés? Vacuum. ¿Cómo? Vacuum. Toma. Dude goes down, he goes all the way down to be the landlord of the house. And he's like, vacuum. And the guy thought it and I'm like, we're up, my dad and I, upstairs. I'm like, hey, Dad, check it out. So we're looking at the window, and he's like, vacuum. He's like, okay, Tom. So the guy takes him back to the back sheds. He's thinking that we're already finished with the job. He wants to clean up. Takes up the hose for the vacuum. He's like, no, vacuum. And so finally I got a laugh out of my dad on that one. So that was like a good prank that I did on them. Something else I didn't understand while growing up was, you guys seen those no loitering signs? I ever try to understand what they actually mean. When I still look pretty young. I got a baby face, whenever I shave, it doesn't grow for like 2-3 days. And even when it grows like in stubbles, like I'm a high school kid still. So when I go back home to the States, my friend's just as small. He's about this height and about 20 pounds lighter. So he's really skinny, has a baby face as well. So we go out to the mall and we're just hanging outside because we're waiting for a friend. We don't notice that there's a loitering sign up behind us. Mall security comes up to us and starts telling us, stop loitering. At that point, I didn't know what to do. I just stood there and loitered some more, but I was just like, he's like, stop loitering. Stop loitering. I don't know what you want me to do at this point anymore. And so honestly, that's one thing I just did not understand. Something I could not fathom or understand why they put no loitering at a public place. One of the things I don't understand is how certain things happen. You guys have heard of a donkey show? And you guys have not heard? Thank you so much. Someone's been to one already. Right. I've never been to one. The reason is I can't fathom that thought of actually something like that happening. You know, I can imagine a math problem, 2 plus 2 equals 4. I can put that together. You know, I can say like that chair is black. I can see that, I can understand it. But I can never fathom the thought of an animal doing a human being. Or why anybody would want to let that happen to them. You know, sometimes I feel even more sorry for the animal than the person at this point, you know. It's like, what kind of cross brain are these people thinking? So when I was younger too, like, me and my friend always used to hang out, like always, and he started bringing up some weird questions to me. You know, one of the weirdest questions was to me, is like, dude, if you could have any superpower, what would you have? It's like, well, shit, I don't know, maybe fly or, you know, be invisible for a while. He's like, all right, so what would you do to get a superpower? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, what are you getting at? He's like, well, I don't know, man. Would you hug a guy? Yeah, I guess I could hug a guy. You know, why not? You know, a guy, there's nothing there. It's like, okay. Would you kiss a guy? It's like, where are you going with this, buddy? He's like, no, would you kiss a guy? Any superpower I want? He's like, yeah. He's like, on the cheek or the lips? He's like, on the cheek. Yeah, sure, why not? So, fly forever, why not? I guess I got on the cheek, you know. He's like, would you kiss him on the lips? Fly forever? Yeah, sure, why not? That's just one kiss. What's it gonna hurt, you know? It can't be that bad. Would you really make out? It's like, dude, now you're going a little too far. He's like, no, dude, just answer the question. Would you do it or not? I'm like, would you do it? He's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, how far are you gonna go? Would you fuck a guy? Look, dude, if it gives you superpowers, it's not gay, okay? At that point, I just couldn't understand why he was kept thinking that way and why he always looked at me funny. So I stopped hanging out with him after that. You know, like, I don't understand why he didn't get into girls, but eventually, like, we still talking, like, he eventually, when he came out, like, he started telling me why he didn't understand girls, because they were complicated. And I'm like, what are you talking about, they're complicated? He's like, well, he's like, look, men think one way, and women think another way, all right? Men are more, like, half-assed, women are, like, full elaboration. When you ask a man, it's like, hey, man, why are you late? Hey, man, my car broke down, I got a flat, I'll be there in a few, you know? Ask a lady the same question. Hey, why are you late? What happened? Oh, you have no idea. I got up at like 10 o'clock this morning, and I had to get up like breakfast, I had to get my coffee at Starbucks, but there was a line. And of course, that couldn't happen. Then eventually, I went to the mall, got my pants. They didn't have my size. They didn't have the bright blue ones that I wanted. They had the dark ones only. But I had to get them anyways. Then they also had shampoo. And then they look at you and they're like, are you still listening to me? Yeah. But of course, that's how women get you too. Isn't it, guys? When they start asking you, it's like, okay, what did I say? And then we're like, then it's all right, fine. But you know what? Women don't stop there. Women don't stop at just saying, like, what did I say? They stop there and say, like, okay, fine. And now, we as guys, for some reason, the whole day we're behind him begging. It's like, no, come on, honey, tell me. I heard you. You went shopping, you had coffee, something about blue pants. Just tell me. But the whole day she's going, no, whatever. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to you no more. And the whole time, us guys, for some reason, we're wanting to hear this story that we didn't want to listen to in the first place. We're behind them, you know, trying to catch every little thing. And at the end of the day, the woman just eventually gets upset. All right? And then, like, this is how women also like to communicate. They stay quiet. And first of all, you know, they get sad, and you're like, oh, honey, what's wrong? Honey, what's wrong? Nothing. And they start looking low and pathetic. Then they start getting upset because they're not wondering anymore. You know, hey, honey, are you doing okay? Now you care? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. It's like, why do women have to be so complicated?
Are you married, Edgar?
So, eventually that lingers out, and we guys never get the story that we didn't want to hear, and the girls never get to share the story that nobody really cared about. But at the end of the day, guys, just as a reminder from my friend to you, if it gives you superpowers, it's not gay.